do it despite it.
Right.
You know, it's like that don't fuck up thing never goes away. It's not like you ever conquer that.
Yeah.
You just learn to override it and do it despite it. And the other thing that I've always found very helpful is that if I'm nervous and if I'm scared and if I'm worried about how it's going to seem, I let my brain get political, because when my brain gets political, I know my ground.
A Little Bit Extra is brought to you by Moody. If you haven't tried their pre and probiotic sodas, you need to get your hands on them. You can buy them on moodyblends.com, or if you're in New Zealand, you can get them from your local supermarket. These are an easy way to stay on top of your gut health, and your gut health is wealth, my friend. So these are scientifically formulated, they're high in fiber, they're low in sugar and calories, and there's no artificial sweeteners in them. There's a few different flavors you can choose from, but the pink lemonade is hands down my favorite. It's refreshing, it tastes nice, and you don't even realize that you are giving yourself a super good helping of pre and probiotics. So get your hands on them now, moodyblends.com. Oh my God, guys, welcome along to A Little Bit Extra. This is your opportunity to escape the shit show that is planet Earth and hang out with me, Sharon, your best friend. And I am on cloud 578 right now because I just got back from interviewing Robyn Malcolm and Melanie Lynskey, two of New Zealand's best actors of all time. I have never interviewed either of these wahine, these women, before. I have always wanted to. I have been a fan of Robyn Malcolm since I was a child, and she was on Shortlistery, and I was so nervous. I was sweating while I was waiting to interview them. I had to take a lorazepam because I was getting so anxious, and I could feel my eyes welling up, like I was going to sit in front of them and be so in awe that I would start crying. But they were just phenomenal. Two of the best people I have ever interviewed, and their new movie Pike River is going to be in cinemas on the 30th of October. And if you grew up in New Zealand, you'll know the Pike River story. It was one of the greatest tragedies that is still ongoing 15 years later. I remember where I was, what I was doing. I didn't miss a press conference, and my heart has been broken for those families ever since, and especially broken for those 29 amazing men that are still stuck inside that mine. Like, I can't even process my husband or my sons being still stuck inside Pike River. Like, you just can't even process something like that. So to see this beautiful movie that has been written to tell the story, to really pull back the curtain of what it was like for those families in the whole Pike River thing for the last 15 years has been amazing. And to get the opportunity to sit down with the two stars of it, Robyn Malcolm and Melanie Lynskey, was such a privilege, and I was so appreciative to even be included in the lineup of people that got to interview them. So I really hope you enjoy the chat, and I apologize in advance for the amount of times that I go, cool, wow, because I honestly, when they were talking, if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, you'll see it in my face where I'm just staring at them, and inside my brain I'm listening, and the other side of my ADHD brain is going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is crazy, this is surreal. So enjoy the interview, and make sure you go see Pike River on the 30th of October. Enjoy!
I could not sleep last night because I was so excited and in awe. And I'm a gusher. No, I won't say gusher. I'm a musher. I've done this for 20 years, and still, if there's someone that I really admire that I'm interviewing, my eyes just well. So I'm really sorry if I just start crying for no reason.
Oh my God, I love you.
I'm such a creep.
So it's making me cry though.
Yeah,
If someone cries,
you
then
know,
I
like
cry.
you are mutual.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
We'll be in. No, because it was this last night. I was sitting there, and I remember getting the email saying, "Do you want to come and do this interview?" And I was like, both of them at the same time. Are you serious? Just so sweet, because I follow both of your careers, and you've always like presented yourselves as these like wahine toa strong women, and to then see you go play a part like you have in this movie, it's just unreal. And to see you together in the same thing is just like, it's crazy to me, because I remember your debut on Shortland Street.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
Yes.
I don't.
Don't you? And you always had, they crew socked you way too high. They did you dirty. So you'd have like your sneakers on. I just always remember Ellen having like really high socks.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Don't you? You need to go back.
But I remember Craig Parker on my first day patting me and saying, you'll be fine. He was so lovely to me.
He's nice.
But I saw some footage the other day, and I mean, what a terrible actor.
No.
No,
absolutely not.
No, you definitely were not. You were.
Oh, and I'd come straight from the stage.
Oh.
So Ellen's early voice was like that.
You were great. So good. But then the transition to Cheryl West as well, it was just like icon to icon. Have you found it really hard, sorry, just direct questions between both of you, but did you find it really hard, like, post-Outrageous, to not get kind of pigeonholed where everyone just saw you as Cheryl West?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Because I always worry, I don't know why, because we're not like close personal friends, but I always worry about that with actors where people will get like pigeonholed and you can't see them as any other character.
I don't think so, because of what I'd done before, and also because I made a little comedy straight after that was very different. But when you're not your classic ingenue lead actress, but you've always been the character actress.
Yeah.
Cheryl was just a big character, so it seemed to have no impact in that way.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this is a good compliment or not, but no one smokes a dart like Cheryl West. Like the way that you did it, I just remember when I used to smoke back then, I used to be like, try and look as cool as Cheryl. Not these days though, not these days, guys, if my husband's watching. But Melanie, also to come back here for you and to do this movie, you have got so many big credits under your belt as well. Has it been like an important thing for you to come back here and make a movie about New Zealand, for New Zealand, in New Zealand?
Yes. Yeah.
How,
Short answer, yes.
How quick did you say yes when you got it?
I read it and it just felt right. Like there was just something internally where I just thought, yeah. I'm supposed to do this. It felt like a good, I always just go on instinct, really.
Because it feels like it was one of those news stories, like I remember it so vividly, every press conference, like work would stop for a press conference and you would watch it. And you would watch every second of like, this is what's happening, like just everyone would stop. And then one of the most amazing moments I remember was John Campbell had a hot mic and he was interviewing Peter Whittle, and at the end he was like, "You're so fucking brave," and it made it to air because John's camera hadn't cut yet. And I remember thinking that was one of the most powerful journalism moments I've ever seen. But then further down the track, we find out he's not actually that brave, and then you see him being portrayed in this movie, and I was just thinking to myself, like, how did the actor that played Peter Whittle research that character? Because he wouldn't want anything to do with the movie, would he?
No.
Is he in jail?
No, Jonty's forensic.
Oh.
You know, and John, who played, I mean, I just think Jonty's performance in it is phenomenal, because
Really good.
he had to play the villain. And that moment, just that little walk that he does when Whittle gets acquitted, and you can see the pleasure in that man, but he's trying to hide it. It's so perfect. But John watched every bit of news footage, read everything he could. I mean, the man himself is running an old folks home in Australia.
Is he?
And says he has no regrets about Pike.
Wow, that's unreal.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, and what I was trying to think about last night was, do you, going into this movie, you obviously know, you remember the story, you remember, you've researched it, you've met the incredible women that you play. Did you come out of filming this with different perspectives that you didn't have, or things you learned that you didn't know about that whole experience? And if so, what were they?
There was so much that I didn't know. Everything they went through afterwards. It was incredible, their tenacity and their entire story and the story of that community. I felt like, other than the headline of the fact that it happened, I did not have much knowledge about it. So for me, it was, I know you were much more involved.
I knew a bit more, but I didn't know the detail of the betrayal. Wow. And the non-stop miscarriage of justice. And that's the thing, is that they get sucker punched every 6 months. That journey for them, and they just keep getting up, and they're still doing it. They just keep getting up and keep getting up. They're unbeatable. Those two women. Oh. And where they're at now, they're still fighting the fight. And if I was on the other side of them, I'd be just like, okay, whatever you want, because you're never going to stop.
Because that's the unreal thing about it, is that I try to put myself in their shoes. And if that was one of my sons in there, or my husband, I can't imagine just the pain that those women have been through, of not even being able to get them back.
To hold them.
Yeah. Do you think that they'll ever get back in there, or have they definitively said that they won't?
I don't know.
They've definitively said they won't. But never say never. I think I don't want to speak for Sonia and Anna, but my impression is now for them is that what they want is justice. They want some accountability, because there hasn't been yet.
Yeah.
And there are men who need to be held accountable for that.
That's so bizarre to me. You would think it was something that was so public to the point that it's got a movie. There's still people that just aren't held accountable to that. Is crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. For Anna and Sonia, now that they've seen the movie, what was their reaction to seeing you both playing them? Because if I saw someone playing me, I'd be like, is that my mannerism? Is that what I do? It would wig me out. So what was their reaction to seeing it?
I think thankfully we kind of discussed ahead of time that they did not want it to be like an impersonation.
Right.
Which you take a lot of pressure off when it's that. Anna very much did not want, she was like, I don't want to feel like you're trying to do things. She said it would make her very self-conscious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think by osmosis, there's a way she speaks, there's a sort of run-on sentence that she does, there's a pitch, there's things that come into the performance, but it's not trying to.
No.
So I think there's enough of a remove for them, but it also was very close and personal. I think they're going through a journey with it.
Yeah, they are. They said a really beautiful thing last night, actually. They said, Sonia said to me, she said, I can see bits of the real Anna in my performance of Sonia. And she said, and I can see bits of the real me in your performance as Anna. And then she said, but that's because there's bits of us in each other now anyway. So it's like this sort of, we've got this kind of weird little psychic quartet going, because that they've become so like one. And it was just really lovely, because she said, it's like you're playing both of us all the time.
Oh, that's so amazing. I didn't hear her say that.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, really beautiful.
I love that.
If you haven't joined Uber One yet, then you are missing out. It's just $9.99 a month, and you can match your Uber rides and your Uber Eats like an absolute pro. The best part is you get $0 delivery fees on eligible orders, which is perfect for those nights where you just do not feel like leaving the house, you do not feel like cooking. Plus, you get 5% credit on all of your rides, making every trip just feel that little bit more rewarding. And there's also a bunch of exclusive offers on there and experiences from Uber partners too. To top it off, you will score $10 Uber cash back until the end of the year, provided that you remain a member. So just sign up and become a member today. It ends December 31st. T's and C's, minimum spends and fees apply.
As I was saying, I couldn't sleep last night. I've had a lot of thoughts going into this. So some of them are a little bit weird, but I was trying to think, like, as an actor going into play something like this, and like I've read different actors speaking before about when they do particular roles, it can be really mentally taxing. Do you guys have like a switch where you can switch on, switch off, or do you, when you do a role like this, which is quite traumatic, and like you're both mothers, so you know it's also that maternal instinct of, you know, hearing about people's sons and stuff being stuck inside Pike River, can you just switch it on and off, or is there sometimes jobs that you do where you kind of have to like work through that because it feels like you were part of it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, we both have children. I have a daughter, so I like to drive myself to and from work if I can, so that I have a moment to myself on the way to work where I'm not having to make small talk, I'm not having to worry about like what does anyone need in the household. I can just be by myself and prepare for the day, and then at the end of the day, sometimes on Yellow Jackets when I'm driving home from work, I'm like, if anyone pulled up next to me, I would look so insane. Sometimes I'm screaming along to music, I'm like, like singing at the top of my lungs, crying, because I can't come home with that. I can't walk through the door to a little 6-year-old girl and be like, hi, you know, you have to like, so I've gotten used to getting rid of it.
I think every actor has a different way of doing it, you know, like I think I'm probably a bit the same as you, is that it depends on the job. Like sometimes you really do have to have that moment where you exercise something out of yourself, and other times, I mean, it is tricky. I think it's probably because why most actors are just a little bit nuts in a really brilliant way, is because actors tend to be working all the time, like all the time, to a greater or lesser degree, and whether it's an open tab on your brain laptop or whether you've just shut it for a minute, it is sort of dependent on the job itself. And with this, well, there were two very separate experiences really, because when we were shooting in Greymouth, you just couldn't escape it. You know, like you just looked out a window and there they were, there were the hills. Whereas up here, it was easier to drive home and let it go. You know,
it's because the cast for this movie is stacked. Like when you write a list of especially female actors, and then there's the two of you in there, Lucy Lawless is in there as well, and there's so many brilliant people in this cast. Do you think that this movie attracts such powerful actors because it's such an important story that needs to be told?
Yeah, I think so, and also, you know, I can't remember who it was, some brilliant person said directing is 95% casting. It's like if you get the cast right, then you don't have to, you know, like it becomes about where you put the camera, blah, blah, blah. And so, and all those guys who played all those support characters were pitch perfect from the get-go. And that was also, you know, they were really connected into the material. And they felt the same sense of responsibility as we did.
That's so cool. I feel like I've said that to every answer. I'm like, wow, that's so cool.
That's so cool.
This is a surreal experience. The last question that I wanted to ask you is, because like a lot of people that listen to my podcast, we're all kind of like, I'm 40 in December, and it's mainly women, and it's a really common pressure that like most of my career I've been the only woman in the room kind of thing.
Right.
And there's still people like trying to find ways to use their voice in like different situations. And I feel like you both, of things I've seen and listened to, that you're both really good at that. And I was wondering if you had any advice for women listening right now of how you can feel confident to just rip that Band-Aid off, to use your voice in situations that usually it would be intimidating. Because I still, like, I'm 40 and like almost, and like I still find myself in those situations where I'm like, no, fuck up. And you've got to find that inner roar. So I was just wondering if you guys had any advice. Heavy question to end with.
You do it despite it.
Right.
You know, it's like that don't fuck up thing never goes away. It's not like you ever conquer that.
Yeah.
You just learn to override it and do it despite it. And the other thing that I've always found very helpful is that if I'm nervous and if I'm scared and if I'm worried about how it's going to seem, I let my brain get political, because when my brain gets political, I know my ground, and usually I get a bit angry, and then that gives me voice, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think that's what I do. It's a good question, but despite it.
That's such a good little catchphrase. Like, it would not, that sounded patronising, but that is a really good catchphrase to use. I really like that. What about you, Melanie? Would you have any?
I think the thing for me, because I'm a naturally very shy person and I don't deal with feelings or confrontation very well, working on it. I think the thing for me that has given me strength is thinking about doing it on the behalf of other women.
That's right.
So it's hard for me to use my voice, but if I use my voice, it's going to give someone else a voice, and it's very easy for me to stand up for other people. Like if I'm on a set and I can see the background actors have not had a glass of water or been able to, go to the bathroom, or people get treated so badly sometimes. Yeah. It's easy for me to have a voice in that moment. And then sort of bigger picture, people ask me a lot, like, oh my God, you're an actress and you're not like skinny and you haven't had Botox or whatever, and what's that like? And it's so
I don't know,
funny.
Normal.
Yeah, but it is an interesting thing, because Robyn and I were talking the other day about.
I loved what you said.
There's been this international rise in conservatism around the world, and historically, when that's happened, there's also been pressure on women to shrink and get smaller, because that's going to benefit the status quo, right? So that's happening right now, where every time I open Instagram, there's like people talking about their cosmetic procedures, people talking about their weight loss journey. All of that stuff is good if it's making you happy, if you're doing it for you, if you're able to look in the mirror and go, yeah, I feel like more like myself now. I feel like a better version of myself. Amazing. If you're doing it because you're feeling like all of the women around you are starting to look a certain way, and now you should look a certain way, then that's not okay. And like, there's a bigger movement that's designed to keep us down and keep us thinking about something else and trying to get us to spend our money on absolute bullshit, like trying to fix our faces that are perfect to begin with. And our life's experience is showing on our faces. Our life's experience is showing on our bodies. And men are allowed to do that and have that. And we should also be allowed to. And so for me, when I get asked these annoying questions over and over again, I sort of go, I don't want to have to talk about my body. And then I go, but I want other women to feel like their bodies are okay and their faces are okay. Yeah. I want people to be able to turn on the TV and go, oh my God, there's someone who kind of looks a bit like me. Instead of going, oh shoot, am I not? My forehead has lines. When I, like sometimes cinematographers will be like, oh, when you're thinking, you get these big. And I'm like, it's
that's
called not having Botox.
I know, I got asked to have Botox there once.
Did you?
Yeah, because I frown too much.
And I'm like, that's what it looks like when you're thinking.
What?
I'm like, that's what you look like when you're thinking.
Yeah. Did you give in, or were you like, get fucked?
Oh no, I did it. And I did. I tried it, and I was like that.
And did you, and then you were like, never again. That's crazy.
No, I love that actually.
Do you like it? Yeah.
I got made to dye my hair, and I had just gone blonde, and they were like, sorry, one of the other judges is blonde, so you're going to have to be brunette. And I had to dye my hair every week for 10 weeks because this one lady couldn't handle that I was going to be blonde as well. And it was like, why does it just matter what I look like? I'm going to say something good.
My sister said this brilliant thing when she was like a 20-year-old journo, and she was being told that she needed to slim down a bit, although she was also a lean, athletic, gorgeous woman, and she was wearing lipstick. And she just said this brilliant thing. She went, why Television New Zealand am I being told to deal with how I look when I'm surrounded by fat, ugly men? And,
Amazing. I love your sister.
I know. I mean, she shamed them in a major way, but it was like, this is what I love about what you say, is that you say, I don't like to say too much, and I'm not, but the minute you talk about that stuff, you get really articulate.
Good.
Get very angry.
And you get deeply connected.
I love that.
Because you believe in it,
and
that's
I grew up in the 90s and the middle of third wave feminism. I thought it was fucking over.
Yeah.
Like, this is exhausting. There's been this full circle moment back to this absolute nonsense, and it's like, we have to hold on to our individuality.
Yeah.
We have to. We have to, like, and part of that is using your voice, and part of that is being like, okay, I'm a middle-aged woman and suddenly you're not finding me interesting anymore, but I have even more to say now, so I'm going to say it. Like, we have to just keep doing it.
We do. And actually, you know, going back to your question about, you know, get it right, it's that stuff that you then go, no man ever thinks like that.
Oh, no.
True. That's, do you know, the only, in my whole TV career, the only time someone's cared what I said, because I would always be in like big glamorous outfits, the only time someone cared what I said was when I accidentally said cunt instead of count. And that's the only time that people have ever reported on something I said on TV. Otherwise, it's just like what clothes I was wearing. And it's so ridiculous. I'm so glad that you said that and what you said as well. It was amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate your time. I'm so sorry for going over time. Cynthia's getting very stressed in the corner. She's pacing. But
You are so fun to talk to, just by the way.
Oh my gosh, you guys have to
Really
as well. It's like that thing with when people are like, never met your heroes or people you really admired in case they let you down. And I always still get stressed about it, but I'm so glad I can walk away and be like, yes!
That's so sweet.
So glad I met Dolly Parton once, and my mum told Dolly Parton, she goes to me, are you a singer? And my mum goes, oh yes, she is. And I was like, no mum, she means like a pop star. And I walked away and I was like, Mum, you just lied to Dolly Parton, she's my hero. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time. It was really fun.
And congratulations on the movie.
I didn't think. I can't even talk properly. I didn't think that I could love those two women more. They are just so beautiful in every single way, and the way they use their voices to stand up and be heard and what they bring to their craft, they're just brilliant. And I really hope you enjoyed that chat, and share it with your friends, like, follow and subscribe, because as many people as possible, not just because it's on my podcast, as many people as possible need to hear everything they just said, especially Melanie Lynskey at the end talking about body image, and Robyn Malcolm just absolutely backing her up. They were just, I'm like freaking out. I've got so much nervous energy. If you smelt me right now, you know when you go into a Subway and Subway has that really distinctive smell? That's what my BO smells like right now. And I know that's a disgusting thing, but I sweat when I interview people that I really like. If I'm interviewing someone, every single time, I will sweat. One time I interviewed John Kerwin, who is my hero, and after the interview, I ended up quitting my job. But we had to get a photo after, and John Kerwin put his hand on my back, and I felt him pull his hand back like, ew! I looked in the mirror afterwards. I had sweated down the whole back of my t-shirt like I just played a whole game of something. It was hilarious. But I'm telling you, she smells like an old Subway sandwich in here right now. And that is, sexy. And I just broke my light. Anywho, thank you so much for listening or watching today. It means so much to me that you would join me. And I'll catch you back on Tuesday for the Pop Culture Wrap. Also, I don't want to brag, but on Sunday at 6 a.m, I'm going to be interviewing 2 big dog American actors. And I'm going to be wearing my pajamas because it's going to be 6 a.m. and I'm going to be in my dad's garage. So make sure you listen to the podcast next week because it's going to get weird. And we'll find out whether or not those celebrities enjoy my weirdness or not. Thanks for listening. Like, follow, and subscribe. I need to get a new wave. Oh, also, if you need some help sleeping, you should check out the Moody Functional Blend, which you have in the afternoon and at nighttime. And it's the hot chocolate or the milk chocolate. It is so great. It's got reishi mushrooms in it. It's got ashwagandha. It's got zinc, magnesium. It tastes beautiful because it's got cacao in it. And it's actually a really pleasant drink and a nice drink to have before bed, but the benefits that you get from it of like cravings and calmness and de-stressing and having a good restful sleep, it's a game changer. So go and check it out on moodyblends.com. Thank you for being here. Peace out.